I don't really know how to start this video. Was talking to a friend. He said this would be a good idea to journal. And usually I journal with either voice notes or Notion or just writing it down old fashioned way. But I thought that I'd try something new for a change. Do a video. At least I can look back on it after the whole thing. Comfort zone. Comfort zone is something that I want to talk about. Um, and gratitude as well, but that will be after. Comfort zone, self explanatory. It's an area where everyone resides in, scared to go outside of it, scared to break the status quota, scared to do anything that they haven't done before, scared to do whatever. I'm currently on. The reason I'm talking about this, sorry, is because I'm on my sixth, I guess, seventh day now, I guess, of a solo trip. A solo trip, mind you, that wasn't really supposed to even be a solo trip. I was supposed to be here with somebody else, um, spend the whole time together, yada yada yada. But regardless of that, now it's a solo trip. Whatever that happened, and now it's a solo trip. Never done a solo trip in my life. Never slept alone in a foreign place on my own ever in my life. Never hiked alone. Never gone on a train alone. Just, I kind of see where I'm going at. I've never done things alone. I've always asked my friends to do something. I've always had somebody to bring. I've always had people to call. I've always relied on people to be with me every single time. And if they didn't want to, then I would just change plans, do something else, something that I would settle for. But the conversation isn't about that. It's about the fact that I was able to do these things. And it's hard for me to verbalize the feeling that I've felt the past few days. I want to say it's gratitude. Like I'm getting goosebumps right now just thinking about it. But I want to say it's gratitude. I want to say it's satisfaction. Some like a little bit of pride in there as well. Just being proud of what I've done. And on the surface level, it seems very very minuscule. I guess objectively it probably is as well. But doing things that you've never done before, achieving things you've never done before. And it's not like that's not something I've done either. I've run half marathons that I've never thought I'd do, and I'm doing a full marathon in a few months here. But there is something to be said about breaking identity comfort zones. That's just a completely made up term. It sounds correct to me, but what I'm referring to essentially is how I would define myself. If somebody asked me, Yuan, would you solo travel? I would say yes, but I would put caveats on it of like a clause of like, I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't do it in this place, blah, blah, blah. I wouldn't do this. I wouldn't do this now. I wouldn't do this then, whatever it is. And I've made that kind of an identity to myself that, hey, I need others. And the fact that I was able to, be fine, I'm fine now, able to do everything that I wanted to do, not settle, not have to rely on anybody. I was able to actually do things on my own without panicking, without giving into anxiety, and saying yes to every single thing that I was offered. The fact that I was able to do that when I didn't identify as somebody who does that, to me, is mind boggling. And again, I'm still getting goosebumps now just thinking about it, but we are really fortunate to be in a time where we can just do that. So I've been having really good conversations about the previous generation, like specifically my culture, Filipino culture, where they were more focused on being, or surviving, finding their next meal, looking for jobs, whatever it is, just a third world country issue. And we kind of got to the topic of change and privilege and whatnot, and the fact that we're so fortunate that we're able to do the things that we want to do. And looking at it now, my only regret is not doing things sooner. And honestly, I don't regret it either, because if it was up to me, I would not change a thing. I'm so happy to be where I'm at now. I'm thankful and I'm grateful, and there's not a single thing that I would change with the experience, with whatever. Like, obviously, I wish the person that was supposed to be here with me was also here, which that sucked, but I have gone more from this trip than I ever would have expected. Emotionally, discipline wise, I was still keeping up with my running and whatnot. I was making my own food. I was keeping up with my medicine. Like, it's just, I was able to prove deep down that I am the man I thought I am. Because you can always claim to be, I'm altruistic, I'm whatever. If somebody claims I'm altruistic, but then they walk past a homeless person asking for money for the next meal, you're not really an altruistic person. You're just claiming to be an altruistic person. But anyway, that's a whole nother can of worms, Pandora's box kind of thing. But spending time here and realizing what I've realized now, and again, it's not like it's groundbreaking realizations. It's kind of just surface level things, but we are so fortunate. We have so much time. We have so much resources. We have so much everything, and yet we still choose to live in our heads. Because another thing that I've found out is I can actually be a really nice, like, I try to be nice, obviously, like, no matter what, I try to be nice. I try to take the optimizer route every single time of, like, okay, how can I make this person's day better? How can I improve this? Whatever. But deep down, I've always felt like there was ulterior motives, and it's not. I mean, I don't mean that in an evil way. I mean that in the sense of, like, okay, if I help this person, they'll do this for me, they'll do that for me, whatever, right? Like, it's, you know what I mean, like a give and take kind of relationship. Spending time here and interacting the way I've interacted with people, whether it's somebody it's the people I knew, or whether it's a stranger, whatever it is, the fact that I was able to act in a way of no thoughts, no nothing, just straight up helping, just straight up loving and being present with the person in front of me, it just proved to me that I can do it. Can I keep this up when I go back from my vacation, when I go back to where I live? I don't know. But right now, what I do know is that I did it. I'm capable of doing it. And again, whether it's divine intervention, whether it's a stroke of luck, whether it's fate, whatever you believe in, whatever it is, that allowed me to do this and to be here and this time in this moment, to realize the things that I have realized now. I am so fortunate, I'm so lucky, and I'm so grateful. And I think it boils down to saying yes. Saying yes when you don't feel like it. Saying, like, and again, don't take that out of context. I'm saying, like, trying new things. Live life is essentially what I'm trying to say. Don't, if you feel tired, your friend asks you to hang out, say yes. Do something. you never know what the next thing will be. Because honestly, I was given a choice to cancel my flight completely. Just don't go. You know, spend my time elsewhere, do whatever it is. But I didn't, and I'm glad I didn't. Live life. Don't be comfortable. Don't settle. Don't do things just because it's expected of you. Don't do things just to be or just to appease people. Don't do things just because you're don't not do don't stop doing things, or don't refuse things just because you're anxious, just because you're nervous. Do something. I have a lot of regrets in life, mostly in my childhood and early days, not really recently, but I have a lot of regrets. And looking back at it now, my regrets are a product of inaction. And because nowadays I don't think of what if, or sorry, the only things I think about are what if. The action I may have made mistakes, I may have made actions, whatever, but it's allowed me to grow and become a better human being. And that's also a slippery slope a little bit, because you can just be stuck in looking at the rear view mirror and being like, oh, that's, I messed up, I regret it, blah, 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 and punishing yourself for it. But the point of the human existence, and this is what I personally think, in the human condition is, it is to suffer. We're gonna suffer regardless. We're gonna make mistakes. We're gonna make people cry. People are gonna hurt us. People are gonna make us cry, right? But I think constantly pursuing, trying, and that's the golden word for it, trying. You need to try. Life won't be any different unless you try. Unless you change, nothing will change. If you're stuck in a rut, if you're trying to get a better body, whatever you're trying to do, if you're trying to do a solo trip like I am, just take that first step. Everything will work out. If it doesn't work out, you can leave with the fact that you tried. If something happens out of your control, you still tried. And if nobody says it to you, if something happens and you're not able to succeed, I want you to know that I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you for trying. I'm proud of you for failing. I'm proud of you for taking that step out of your comfort zone to be the person you want to become. Our life here is limited. Whether you're religious, whether you believe in Buddhism, whatever you believe in, maybe another life, reincarnation, whatever. Live a life. We only have one. We don't know how long we're gonna live. We could die next year, we could die tomorrow, we could die next week, whatever it is, we could live until 80. You just don't know. But the worst feeling and the most horrible feeling ever, I imagine, would be on your deathbed, filled with regrets, saying, I wish I've done differently. And that is one of the scariest things a man or woman, as a general, but a person can go through. And I think if we all just try, I think the world will be a much happier place. But what do I know?